By 1096, several powerful armies of European knights began their march toward the eastern Mediterranean. These forces were led by well-known nobles such as Godfrey of Bouillon, Raymond of Toulouse, and Bohemond of Taranto. Their journey was not easy. The Crusaders had to travel thousands of kilometers across unfamiliar lands, facing hunger, disease, and extreme weather along the way. When they reached Constantinople, they were amazed by the size and wealth of the Byzantine capital. However, the relationship between the Crusaders and the Byzantine emperor was complicated. The emperor expected the Crusaders to help reclaim lands that had once belonged to his empire, while many Crusaders were more focused on reaching Jerusalem. Despite the tension, the armies eventually crossed into Anatolia and began fighting against the Seljuk Turks. One of their early victories came at the siege of the city of Nicaea. After that, the Crusaders marched deeper into enemy territory, facing brutal conditions and constant battles. One of the most difficult moments came during the long siege of Antioch, a major city that controlled an important route to the south. The siege lasted many months and nearly broke the Crusader army due to starvation and exhaustion. Yet somehow, through determination and luck, they managed to capture the city. With Antioch behind them, the Crusaders pushed forward toward their ultimate goal, Jerusalem. The summer of 1099, after nearly 3 years of marching and fighting, the Crusader armies finally arrived outside the walls of Jerusalem. The city was heavily fortified and defended by Muslim forces. The Crusaders themselves were exhausted, hungry, and running low on supplies, but they believed they were standing at the gates of one of the holiest places on earth. Determined to succeed, they began preparing for a siege. They built large wooden towers and siege equipment to climb the massive walls surrounding the city. After several weeks of preparation, the final assault began. On July 15, 1099, Crusader forces managed to break through the defenses and capture Jerusalem. What followed was a tragic and violent episode. Many of the city's inhabitants, including Muslims and Jews, were killed during the chaos of the capture. Medieval accounts describe the streets filled with destruction and fear. For the Crusaders, however, the victory felt like a divine miracle after such a long and difficult journey. Soon after, they established several Crusader states in the region, the most important being the Kingdom of Jerusalem. For a brief moment, it seemed as though their mission had been accomplished. But the political and religious tensions in the region were far from resolved. The decades following the First Crusade, Muslim rulers began reorganizing their forces to challenge the Crusader states that had been established in the Holy Land. At first, the Muslim world was divided among different leaders and dynasties, which made it difficult to present a united front. But over time, a powerful figure emerged who would change the balance of power in the region. His name was Saladin. Born in 1137, Saladin rose through the ranks as a skilled military commander and eventually became the ruler of both Egypt and Syria. Unlike many leaders before him, Saladin focused on uniting Muslim territories under one purpose, resisting the Crusaders and reclaiming Jerusalem. He was known not only for his military abilities but also for his reputation as a disciplined and strategic leader. By the 1180s, Saladin had built a powerful army and was ready to confront the Crusader kingdoms directly. The decisive moment came in 1187 at the Battle of Hattin. During this battle, Saladin's forces surrounded the Crusader army under the intense heat of the summer sun. Cut off from water and exhausted, the Crusader forces were eventually defeated. This victory destroyed much of the Crusader military power in the region and opened the path toward Jerusalem once again. After his victory at Hattin, Saladin quickly moved to capture several important cities, including Jerusalem itself. In October 1187, the city returned to Muslim control. News of the loss shocked Christian Europe and triggered a massive response known as the Third Crusade. This time, some of Europe's most powerful kings joined the campaign. Among them were Richard I of England, often called Richard the Lionheart, Philip II of France, and the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick Barbarossa. Their armies set out on another long journey toward the Middle